drains that one.
Welcome back to More Wesco Tonight. Bill Kusler here with Len Bone, the head basketball coach of the Snohomish Panthers. And Coach, coming off a nice victory over Mount Vernon, 65-51. Tell us a little bit about that ball game.
Well, I think we beat them by 14 in the second quarter, and otherwise it was a pretty even game. So they were missing one of their players. We were missing a couple of our players. But, yeah, we were happy to go up there and win, but we weren't totally pleased with how it went.
Kind of a mid-year assessment on your part. What is your team doing well that you're happy with, and what are some of the areas that you feel you still need to work on?
Well, the big thing we need to work on is being consistent, whether it's, when we're guarding people. Our group, and even that, we've had guys kind of in and out for different reasons, so we don't really feel like we've shown what we maybe can show.
And you alluded to that, the health of your team. You've had guys in and out of the lineup. How healthy is your team now?
Well, we're getting healthier. We got one guy sick still. But some guys are doing better in their schoolwork, so I think some of those guys can start playing, and guys are getting to practice on time and not having to miss for other reasons. So, I think we're getting there, but still kind of a work in progress.
And finally, leading scorer Colin Kane, big guy in the middle, been with your program for a few years now. Talk about his development.
Well, Colin, excuse me, Colin's probably our, maybe the best scorer inside in the league. And we know other teams don't want him to get the ball, and we're trying to get him the ball. Sometimes it costs us. One of our previous games, we didn't get it to him 3 or 4 times. We tried to, but the defense did a good job, and we ended up turning it over. So there's a fine line between getting it to him, where we're way better if he has it, to not forcing it in there. But, yeah, Colin's developed on the perimeter. He's, I think, gotten tougher mentally. Physically, he's, still gets pushed around once in a while, but he's doing a way better job of not letting that get to him and just kind of playing through the bumps. And he's going to get bumped, so he might as well get used to it.
And finally tonight, game against Lake Stevens. Tell us what we can expect tonight.
Well, Lake's, I think, quite a bit better than their record shows. They've got a number of guys who played last year. Maybe 3 of them started last year. I don't think that we're significantly better than them, even though the records might say, you're probably going to win this game by 10 points. I think it's going to be a tough game. Mark does a nice job with them. They're going to be organized. They'll play hard, so we better be ready to play.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, and I'll take it out of the next one.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Back to more Wesco tonight. Bill Kusler here with Mark Hine, the head basketball coach of the Lake Stevens Vikings. And coach, the other night, Dante Lewis really came to play, pumped in 32 points. Talk to us a little bit about Dante.
Well, Dante is a guy that is just really committed to the individual development, skill development in his game. We actually acknowledged him in front of our program the other day. He's part of a shot club, and in the last calendar year, he has over 25,000 shots, that he's put into this particular program. And, just nights like that where he gets some clean looks and is playing with confidence, are the reward for a lot of time, that he puts in. And he's certainly someone that we hope to count on, throughout the year and into next as well.
As kind of a mid-year assessment, talk a little bit about the things you feel are going well for your ball club and the areas that need to improve.
Well, there's things we do well for a while. At times we move the ball well. We've certainly improved in that category. That's been an area that we struggled initially early in the year, just trusting each other to move the ball the extra time. Playing inside out. In the games that we've done a good job of that, we've been able to be very competitive. For us right now, it's just a matter of putting it together for 32 minutes, and we don't really have the margin not to do that. And, it's been a tough start. We didn't anticipate having the record we do right now, but probably the thing I'm most pleased with is just my guys are just continue to come to practice, and, the best days are ahead of us, and they just keep working, and I'm proud of them for that. We certainly have a lot of areas of the game that need to continue to grow. The things I previously mentioned, as well as just the defensive side of the ball. We feel like we need to establish ourselves, more as a defensive-first club, and we haven't done that so well this year.
One of the things that really impresses me about your ball club is just how they carry themselves into the gym, wearing ties and sweaters. Talk about that.
For the road games, we say, hey guys, it's a business trip. We're going to try to go over, take care of some business, and want you to look nice. And they respond and do a good job with it. And something I picked up from my high school coach, Gene Smith, Hall of Fame guy, and just I don't know. I just think it's classy, and we don't necessarily do it for our home games, but we try to do it on the road.
Talk a little bit about the importance of your assistant coaches.
Well, I'm really blessed with my staff. We have Wade Knowles as our JV coach, and is just very, very committed to these guys and the game. He provides me with a lot of insight in terms of the offensive side of our system and new wrinkles and that type of thing. David Pickering is our varsity assistant, and his specialty is more on the skill development and fundamentals of the game. Does a good job with that. Gerard Rabb is another volunteer assistant, and he does a great job just motivating individually, having great relationships with the guys, being a good leader by example, just a quality guy. And I'm really blessed now. One of my own players is our freshman coach. Jake Strong was a kid I coached my first year at Lake, and he's our freshman coach now, and his first year doing a fantastic job. I couldn't be happier with how he's doing.
And finally tonight against Snohomish, they've been kind of up and down this year. What can we expect tonight in this ball game?
That's a great question. If we come out and play for 32 minutes, we'll be just fine. That's kind of been our struggle, but certainly defending Colin Kane is a big thing for us. He's a very good player. They have other capable players as well, but to me it kind of starts with him, and if you can't get the job done there, you're going to struggle. But for us, we still want to establish ourselves inside. Skinny Eason and Trey Pavitt. We need to involve them, and obviously Dante, needs to be a big factor offensively for us as well.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bill.
Thank you very much, Bill Kusler, along with Snohomish coach Len Bone and Lake Stevens Vikings coach Mark Hine. Elsewhere tonight, basketball around the area, full slate of games. Mariners playing at Cascade this evening, Stanwood at Everett, Arlington is at Oak Harbor, Monroe at Mount Vernon, Linwood is playing at Glacier Peak. In boys basketball tonight, Kamiak at Jackson, Edmonds Woodway at Shorecrest, Montlake Terrace playing at Meadowdale, Marysville Getchell at Marysville Pilchuck, Kings at Archbishop Murphy, Lakewood at South Whitby, and Sultan is playing down at Cedar Park Christian Bothell. Bill Kusler has talked about this ball game. We all try to call them like we see them. Here's what I'm seeing. Lake Stevens, considering the athletes on the floor, underachieving. Agreed or disagree?
Well, I don't know if they're underachieving as much as they're just lacking consistency, and Coach Mark Hine talked a lot about that. There are times when they look very, very good, but they can't do it consistently for 32 minutes. And so and Len Bone actually said the same thing. So these are two teams that are really looking to be a little bit more consistent tonight.
Let's talk about the players to watch for the Lake Stevens Vikings, and you got to start with the quarterback, right?
Yeah, they do. Yep, Jacob Eason at 6'5" underneath has developed his basketball skills over the last year. He's a junior, and he and Trey Pavitt, the 6'4" sophomore who came on the scene this year, they're going to have their Tay against
big
things. Snohomish struggle. One reason. Hoping here tonight.
The Panthers that we'll keep an eye on include the leading scorer of the Western Conference, Bill. You know, an actual center.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've seen an actual center.
A lot of teams going with 3 guards and 2 forwards, but Colin Kane at 6'9", an actual post player, developing post moves, but he can also shoot from outside, and he's got a lot of potential, and the key for Snohomish will be getting him the ball in good places from which to score. Also on that team, Zach Carlson has missed a few games. They're hoping to have him back tonight, averaging 15 points per ball game. Kobe McDaniel's kind of coming on. He didn't score a lot early, but he had 14 points the other night for Snohomish. And also Jake Sjogren, who missed a lot of games early in the season, has helped Snohomish coming back.
Reminder about the Wesco 4A. Gone is division play. Everybody's lumped together. The top 6 teams make the playoffs. The number 1 and 2 seeds get a first-round bye. It's just like the NFL. I mentioned earlier there's still a lot of basketball to be played, Bill, but teams are starting to find themselves maybe too far back to make a run at the postseason.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for
Kobe Jr. and the we're getting set for game action. Vikings were live. Gilbertson Snohomish High School on a Tuesday night in Snohomish County right here on Fox Sports 1380. NBA 3 ball. He just absolutely drains that one.
It's a great opportunity for the Shoreline Community College to get together with an organization in the city, show off what we can do with the classes that the Shoreline Community College teaches.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision.
With Bill Kuslar, statistician Pat Castro, audio graphics tonight by Buddy Patrick. Our in-studio network producer is Brandon Hamilton. The Snohomish Panthers hosting the Lake Stevens Vikings. Reminder, Mark Hawk and Mike Buckholz will have tomorrow night's statewide blockbuster girls game as a number 3, actually now number 2 ranked Glacier Peak Grizzlies travel to meet the top-ranked Linwood Royals. By the way, the number 2 ranked 3A girls team was Bishop Blanchette. They lost, Bill. Number 4 was Bellevue. They lost, and Arlington lost. So it's starting to be lonely up on top there for Glacier Peak and Linwood.
That's going to be a great matchup. If Glacier Peak can control the tempo, they can stay for that ball game. What Glacier Peak has to remember is they cannot run with Linwood. No one can run with Linwood. They are just an unbelievable ball club.
We'll have a special preview coming up. In fact, after our broadcast, we'll have a replay of last night's interview with Everett Edwards, the head coach of the Linwood Royals. The ball was just about to go up, but some debris on the floor that's picked up and thrown off, and we're ready to go. Romeo Escalona is the referee, puts the ball into the heavens, and we are underway here at Snohomish High School. Panthers control the opening tip. They'll move to our right. We're down courtside here at Snohomish High School. Panthers in their white uniforms, trimmed in red and black. Again, moving to our right. They've got it top of the key. That is Andrew Kane. Kane looks left side, goes over to Mitch Morris, bounce pass down to the big guy. They'll go down to Kane. That's the other Kane. That's Colin Kane, leading scorer in the Western Conference, and immediately draws a foul, and he will go to the free throw line. And we're 22. The first cannot do.
And if he can all make some moves, draw some fouls, Lake Stevens is going to really have a difficult time. You got to really work at preventing Colin Kane to get the ball. As Tom, it looks like they're having a little difficulty with the 30-second clock and the scoreboard here, so they've cut it down just a little bit.
Yeah, it was 7:38. We were 22 seconds in. In fact, I said that right as soon as that foul went, but now you have to reset the clock and see where they put it. They're going to put it at 7:40 and see if the 30-second clock, it was all working during the JV games.
Our former
wires now. Two extra, but it's now all of Jerry Salvolini to get it all figured out. So we'll see what happens. We'll find out when they try to flip the switch. So here we go. Free throw coming up. First one by Colin Kane is up and good, and the Snohomish Panthers here with the early lead.
Nice form. For a big man at 6'9", Colin Kane has a really nice touch.
Next one on the way. It's up, and it is good as well. So a 2-point lead, first 2 points of the ball game for Colin Kane at the free throw line. And the clock seems to be moving. The 35-second shot clock is moving, and Lake Stevens is now moving with the basketball down to our left. That's Eason at the right wing, looking topside. He goes up top to Connor Bardou. Bardou swing it over the left-hand side to Rasmussen. Rasmussen now will dribble out between the circles. We didn't have Bardou on the starting lineup board, but he's in there now. And here's a little runner from the left-hand side. Dante Lewis puts it up and puts it in and ties the ball game here at 2-2.
Lake Stevens going into 1-2-2 half-court press, but Snohomish breaks it.
and goes around, and here's a little pull-up jumper on the way by Andrew Kane. It's going to be no good. Cleared out by Lake Stevens. Grabbed by Trey Pavitt on the outlet. Here we go, up the floor. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Mitch Morris of Snohomish. So it'll still be Lake Stevens basketball in their front court to our left. Lake Stevens in their purple traveling uniforms, trimmed in gold and white. Bill, with kind of a white pattern on the side of both sides of the shorts. It looks like you had chalk dust on your hands and wiped it off. That's the look they were going for, I guess, because it's on the shoulders as well. So bounce pass right side to Eason, 19 on the shot clock. To the top of the key, Rasmussen looking down low. They're looking for Eason cutting through. Can't find him. Back out to Pavitt. Then they swing it over to Pavitt for a shot on the way. It's going to be no good. Put it up, kind of off-balance brick, and it came off no good. We're a 2-2 tie. We're a minute and a half into the ball game. Snohomish hosting Lake Stevens tonight, Wesco 4A basketball. Morris out top of the key for Panthers. Moving to our right, they go to Jake Perry, then out for a three ball on the way, no good. Tap up, no good. Third time's a charm. The first one was no good by Andrew Kane. Then Jake Perry got a tap up, missed it, put it back up, put it in. Panthers back out to a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Snohomish really going to the offensive boards on that possession, getting 3 opportunities, and finally Perry connects.
Here's a dribble drive in. Count the basket for Josh Rasmussen. Found a seam. He puts it up and in, and he will go to the free throw line with the and one and a chance to give Lake Stevens the first lead of the ball game.
Well, he came in from the left, but actually shot it right-handed, and it caused the defender to miss the ball. He thought he was going to go up with his left, drew the foul, and opportunity for Lake Stevens to lead.
They do indeed, as the lead goes to the Lake Stevens Vikings, their first lead of the ball game. So 1 tie and 1 lead change and a 5-4 lead for Lake Stevens on Snohomish's home floor. Panthers with the basketball. Andrew Kane left-hand side. Long cross-court pass over the right-hand side for 3 on the way. Short, no good by Kobe McDaniel. And 1 shot there and grabbed by Eason. Up the floor they go. A little Pavitt waits for the defender to go by, spins, puts it up from about 6 feet away and couldn't hit it. Comes away, and Colin Kane grabs the rebound for the Panthers.
You know, Pavitt had such a tremendous year as a freshman last year, but he really hasn't found his range this year, averaging just a little over 7 points per ball game.
Mitch Morris, top of the key, almost lost the handle on it as Lake Stevens in the man-to-man defense. Andrew Kane in the corner. Now to Morris again. Morris dribbles across the top of the key. 12 on the shot clock. Now to Colin Kane. Dribble to the baseline. Puts it up too hard off the window. No good. Rebound taken down by Lake Stevens. Grabbed by Dante Lewis. He'll bring it himself out of backcourt. Pull up. Shoots. Misses. Partially blocked there in front. It was a 3-ball. McDaniel, I think, got a handle on it, and he got the block. The ball went out of bounds. It'll still be Lake Stevens basketball with 27 on the shot clock.
2 blocks on that possession as Colin Kane got a block on the subsequent shot.
Bounce pass on the inside. And now they go back out, and a whistle. We're going to have Dante Lewis went up, put up a shot. I think he got fouled, though, on the floor. He did. The foul is going to be here on Jake Perry, his first personal foul, second team foul. A 5-4 lead for Lake Stevens. They have the basketball, a fresh 35 on the shot clock after the foul. We're 4:50 to play in the opening quarter. Pass down low to Eason, off balance, tried to just kind of chuck one up there as he was falling to the floor. Came away woefully short, and it's going to be grabbed by Lake Stevens. By Snohomish, down to Colin Kane at the baseline. Kane goes around the defender, lays it up and in, and then a turnover on the inbounds, and over the line goes a Lake Stevens ball player. I think it was Josh Rasmussen throwing it in. And so it'll be right back to the Snohomish Panthers.
On the previous possession, great pass by Kobe McDaniel to give it to Colin Kane, where all he had to do was turn and put it right off the glass and in.
Inbounds now for the Snohomish Panthers underneath their own basket. On the inbounds it goes. A little fadeaway, good. It's up and in. And that is going to be Jake Perry off the inbounds feed, and it's a 3-point lead, biggest lead of the game here for Snohomish as Perry got the bucket. Right-hand side Bardu for Lake Stevens. It has the ball stripped away from him, rolling around on the floor, finally grabbed by Snohomish. Grabbed by Perry, outlet pass to Morris, brings it up to the top of the key, stops there, gives it off to Colin Kane for 3. Nails it from the top of the key, and a timeout called by Lake Stevens. We step aside with 4:07 to go in the opening quarter of action. Snohomish leads it by 6, 11-5 over Lake Stevens. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball tonight on STSPN and Fox Sports 1380.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Inside, he's hit some free throws, and that time he steps out to the top of the key and hits a 3 ball. And so you're trying to defend it, and you're feeling like, my gosh, what can we do?
And it's suddenly, as the Panthers have done, if you've watched them during the season, you'd look up and say, well, they're not playing very well. Yeah, they lead by 6, and here's a steal. Grabbed by Morris. Here come the Panthers out of backcourt. Morris at the top of the key. Bounce pass goes in. Andrew Kane gets blocked, and he will go to the free throw line. He's got 2 free throws coming up here. And the blocker is going to be called for the foul. That is going to be Josh Perry. He went hard to the floor. His first personal foul, second team foul.
This is really interesting strategy by Coach Mark Hine at Lake Stevens. He's going with 4 guards and a forward in there against Snohomish. Snohomish just has so much size on them now, so it looks like Lake Stevens is going to try to out-quick Snohomish by going small.
First free throw is going to be no good for Andrew Kane. Next one will be no good as well. Pavitt grabs the rebound for the Vikings. He's the only big guy out there. The rest are small guys. Justin Brown is one of those out between the circles. Bounces over left-hand side to Josh Perry. Perry to the top of the key. Brown again. Looking down low. They find Perry. Turnaround jumper. Too short. No good. The big guy out there, that's Colin Kane for Snohomish. Grabs the rebound. Looks at the official, says, I just got hammered from behind, but no call. And he says, play on, McDuff. And here's a pull-up jumper. It's going to be no good by Mitch Morris. And he's going to go, no, it's going to be out of bounds. He was shooting, but the foul happened beforehand. Andrew Kane goes to the bench, as does Jake Perry. Checking in is Zach Carlson.
Danny McGregor as well.
Danny McGregor also in. Inbounds pass, 3 on the way, no good for Morris. Rebound grabbed by Pavitt. And here comes Lake Stevens, down by 6. We're at 3:15 to go here in the opening quarter at Snohomish. On a Tuesday night at the Keith Gilbertson Sports and Fitness Center. Perry, left-hand side, that's Josh Perry for Lake Stevens, puts it up and puts it in. Because there's a Jake Perry for Snohomish and a Josh Perry for Lake Stevens. Andrew Kane and Colin Kane. Here's for Snohomish. Down low it goes, right-hand side. Couple of dribbles, up no good for Danny McGregor. One shot there, cleared out by Lake Stevens. Vikings down by 3. Feed it in the right-hand corner. Garrett Glick passes it right to Colin Kane. Problem is he's wearing a white uniform for Snohomish. Panthers out of backcourt. Pull-up jumper, Carlson. Missed it, no good. Zach Carlson on the miss. Pavitt grabs the rebound. Pavitt already has 5 rebounds in the ball game. And we're at the 2:27 mark to play in the opening quarter. Josh Perry left wing for Lake Stevens. Give it up, pull-up jumper on the way. Good for Dante Lewis. Will they count it? No shot. Now in the NBA, Bill, that counts.
It's true. That was a really nice, smooth move by Dante Lewis. He has that little runner from about 4 feet that's been very effective. That time it didn't count, but Lake Stevens going small has really helped them, and they've got some shooters in there. They're willing to do a little bit of slashing and kick the ball out, try to get some 3-point opportunities, and have pulled it within 3.
Jake Sjogren checks in now for Snohomish. On the inbounds, some early offense. Josh Perry misses the point-blank lay-in, no good. Sjogren grabs the rebound for the Panthers. Snohomish, really, Len Bone telling us before the game, Bill, finally everybody's healthy, or pretty much healthy.
Yeah. We got Zach Carlson back after missing 5 games, and he's in there now. He didn't start, but he's in there. But Snohomish having trouble.
Yeah, the bad pass is going to be picked off by Lake Stevens, but they can't connect on the other end. Dante Lewis misses it. Then the rebound grab by Pavitt. He tries to go back up, and he gets fouled on the way up. And I think it's going to be Colin Kane. It will be. Colin Kane picks up his first foul of the ball game, the 6'9 senior, the 4th team foul against Snohomish. So Trey Pavitt at the free throw line for Lake Stevens.
Nice bit of sportsmanship by Kane, as Pavitt was going to end up going to the floor, and Kane grabs him and makes sure he stays up. Pavitt kind of pats him on the back, says thanks.
So first free throw is no good. Minute 55 to play in the opening quarter. Eason going to check back in here after this next free throw. strange Pavitt, but it's going to be grabbed by Pavitt as he missed the free throw after kind of double clutching on the release, and then it's going to be batted around and grabbed by Snohomish. Panthers will control it off of the rebound. I'm not sure if it was a rebound or a turnover or what happened in there. We'll let the stats guys worry about it. Here's a pass over to Morris. Down low to Kane. Kane close at 1, 2, 3, 4 purple shirts around him, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Bill, I looked down, there wasn't a white shirt amongst them and just nothing but purple shirts and Colin Kane.
Yeah, and he made a nice pivot. Could have traveled on that play, but didn't because he kept his foot down and then just going in there and drawing the foul. And so Lake Stevens is looking for an answer to keep him away from the hole.
First free throw is going to be no good by Colin Kane. The foul was on Trey Pavitt, his first personal foul, 4th team foul. Now they're saying Justin Brown. It was Justin Brown with the foul, not Pavitt. So Brown with the foul. It's his second personal foul, 4th team foul. Now a couple of different players will check in and check out. Eason back out for Snohomish. For Lake Stevens. So Lake Stevens going with Josh Perry and Josh Rasmussen. Pair of Joshes.
You joshing me.
Then Dante Lewis out there along with Eason. Lewis with it at the right wing on the dribble. Dribble drive in, pull it up with the left hand, right hand or left hand. Bill, this one goes in with the left.
Yeah, he that little floater, we talked about it earlier, from about 3 or 4 feet, and he can shoot it with either hand.
1 minute to play here in the opening quarter. A 2-point lead for the Snohomish Panthers. They're led by as many as 6 here in the quarter. And here's a steal. Grabbed by Lake Stevens. Josh Rasmussen out of backcourt. Across the timeline, feeds it left-hand side. Garrett Glick shoots a 3, misses the 3. And Shogun grabs the rebound for Snohomish. Panthers out of backcourt. Carlson to the top of the key. Dribble drive in through the paint. He falls down, loses the ball. Outlet pass by Eason. Touchdown, Lake Stevens. No, it was more of a screen, I guess. That bubble screen that Eason throws so many times, but that time the ball went out of bounds. The last touch by Lake Stevens. It'll be Panther basketball with 34 seconds to go. About a 2-second differential shot clock, game clock. Across the timeline for the Panthers is Kobe McDaniel. Feeds it right to Carlson, back to McDaniel.
That half-court zone has been pretty effective for Lake Stevens. They forced Snohomish into some turnovers with it, as Snohomish is looking for that last shot.
14 on the shot clock. Carlson, right side Sjogren, down to 10 on the shot clock. Back out to McDaniel again. Dribble drive in, pulls it up with the right hand. He's got a little runner, but this time it won't go. Tapped and kept alive by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt, down to 2, down to 1. Can he get the handle? Double punt, and the shot is going to be missed by Josh Rasmussen. We have played 1 quarter here at Snohomish High School. Our score after 1. It's the Snohomish Panthers 12, the Lake Stevens Vikings 10. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball. You're watching it on STSPN.com and right here on Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Basketball, a full slate of games going on. And those include Arlington at Oak Harbor. Monroe is at Mount Vernon tonight. Kamiak at Jackson. Mountlake Terrace at Meadowdale. Mariners playing at Cascade tonight. Stanwood at Everett. Linwood at Glacier Peak. Edmonds Woodway at Shorecrest. And Marysville Getchell at Marysville Pilchuck. So full slate of games here on a Tuesday, foggy Tuesday night in Snohomish County. Panthers now with 5 out there. Colin Kane, I think, is going to check in at the next dead ball after the first possession here by Lake Stevens. Vikings with it on the alternating possession. Dante Lewis turns and fires a 3. No good. Rebound grabbed down by Jake Perry. And here come the Panthers out of backcourt. Bill, first quarter numbers.
Well, Snohomish 4 for 12 from the field, 33%, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. For Lake Stevens, they shot just 4 of 15 from the field, 26%, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 1 of 3 free throws. Rebounding pretty even so far. Snohomish with 11 rebounds. Lake Stevens with 10.
Lake Stevens tried to go for a steal. The ball was carried out of bounds into the bench area. Mark Hine kind of gave the official the evil eye, but then he sat down and said, probably. So Snohomish has it with 16 on the shot clock. Sjogren shoots a 3. Tries for the banker. It won't go. Dante Lewis grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Feed it down to Pavitt. Kind of over the shoulder. Put it in there Russell Wilson style over the shoulder, and then the foul is going to be called, and they're going to whistle this one on Kobe McDaniel of Snohomish. The 6'3 junior picks up his second personal foul. 5th team foul. Mitch Morris checks in. McDaniel goes to the bench.
With that foul, he prevented Pavitt's lay-in, so it did end up being good for Snohomish.
Here's an inbounds to Eason. Puts up a 16-footer right side. No good. Pavitt grabs the rebound and goes right back up to the rack and ties the ball game for the second time tonight. We were tied at 2. We're tied at 12.
Pavitt with 7 rebounds already.
7:05 to go in the first half. Zach Carlson to Sjogren. Now down low it goes to Jake Perry. Here's Colin Kane goes in. Ball knocked right back to him as he tried for the lay-in. He got blocked there by Eason. The ball was carried out of bounds, and now the officials are going to meet up to double-check who was the last to touch it. I think Lake Stevens. No. They're going to say off of Kane. I was kind of blocked out. You thought what you thought?
Yeah, I got him in the chest.
Yeah.
And that's good officiating. It was one official in a much better position to see that, and they got the call right.
A 12-12 tie, 6:50 to play here in the opening half, and it's Lake Stevens basketball on the Snohomish Panthers home court. Dante Lewis left side to the top. Trey Pavitt kind of just shuffled off to Buffalo. He wasn't sure about shooting a 3 or passing. He didn't do either, so he committed the turnover.
I don't think he should shoot the 3 after seeing what happened to the ball there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he moved both feet. He's great at pounding the boards and putbacks and things, but I don't think that three-pointer is what they want.
And how about pretty much causing a steal along with Eason? It's going to be grabbed by Lake Stevens. Vikings will bring it up out of backcourt. Snohomish Panthers with their 6th turnover. Here's a long 3 ball. It's going to be no good by Bardu, and it's going to be kept alive by Snohomish. Panthers out of backcourt. Morris has it to the top of the key. Foul is going to be called. He kind of went threw out the drag shoot as he came down through the paint, not knowing whether he was going to shoot it or pass it off. And they're going to whistle a foul here. He kind of got bailed out by the foul on Lake Stevens. That's going to be on Dante Lewis, his first personal foul, the 5th team foul. A 12-12 tie. Team fouls all tied up at 5 apiece as well. And that long inbound is going to be knocked away by Bardu. Grabbed by Lewis. Back to Bardu. Goes in. Blocked out of bounds. Blocked by Andrew Kane and out of bounds. So it'll still be Lake Stevens basketball, but that blocked by Kane. We must have 3 or 4 blocks in this ball game already. So on the inbounds here, Pavitt to Bardu. Bardu on the inbounds deep in the right-hand corner to Lewis. Lewis. Now he'll try to force a pass. Tries an entry pass down low. Looking for Rasmussen, but picked off by Snohomish. Grabbed by Colin Kane. Now to Zach Carlson for the Panthers out of backcourt. Snohomish moving to our right. Reach-in foul is going to be called on Dante Lewis. He doesn't like the call, but that's a good call. He reached right across.
They can't afford to lose him, and that picks up his second.
Yeah, Lewis will go to the pine and have a seat with, and that was a preventable one, too, if you're just whack at the basketball, and he's going to be called for the foul.
Probably a little bit frustrated because of the turnover on the other side of the floor.
5:50 to play, first half. 12-12 tie, Snohomish and Lake Stevens. Panthers with the basketball nearly went out of bounds, but saved by Morris. Morris is fronted there mightily by Josh Rasmussen. Now gets it to Colin Kane. 18 of the shot clock. Pass over to the left-hand side. It goes to Andrew Kane. Down low to Carlson. He forces a pass. Boy, they've been throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs at each other. This one is unable to be handled by Perry, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Lake Stevens basketball, the 7th turnover of the first half on Snohomish.
We've seen Zach Carlson have a lot of good games, but he's missed a few games, and he definitely looks like he's trying to shake the rust off.
5:20 to play, first half. Connor Bardu at the right wing. Looking down low, they find Eason, throws a pass along the baseline. It goes to Josh Perry, puts up a reverse lay-in, up and good. Nice move by Josh Perry.
He took off from about 3 feet on this side of the rim and was able to fly through the air and somehow get to the opposite side and bank it in.
That's Lake Stevens' biggest lead of the ball game, up by 2. And here's a shot that went up and was missed, and then a foul is going to be called off the rebound. And they're going to whistle Zach Carlson on the rebound foul, and his first personal foul and the 6th team foul.
It's just like Len Bones said in the pregame interview, they need to get it into Colin Kane. They don't need to force it, but they have not been able to get it into the big guy for quite a while. The smaller lineup, quicker lineup for Lake Stevens has really done a good job denying the ball on the inside.
And it's Eason at the right wing to Pavitt, top of the key, to Bardou at the left side. 19 on the shot clock for Lake Stevens. They lead it by 2, but here's a bad pass. On the bounce, it's going to be picked off by Snohomish. Morris out of backcourt. To the top of the key, now finds Kane, knocked away from him. Knocked away by Josh Perry. Perry carries it nearly out of bounds and then tries to get it right back to Bardou. Can't do it. Ball goes into the Snohomish bench area, and it'll be right back to the Snohomish Panthers. It's kind of become a turnover festival here.
It's not a clinic. Snohomish with 9 turnovers, Lake Stevens with 9.
So out of backcourt, here comes Snohomish. Lake Stevens with a 14-12 lead. Here's a 3 on the way. Good. Nothing but twine for Zach Carlson. He's one along with Sjogren. If they get hot, good night.
That could really help Snohomish to start hitting from outside like that.
That's our 4th lead change of the ball game. Top of the key, Josh Rasmussen for Lake Stevens. To Connor Bardou, looked at the 3, didn't take it. Goes into traffic, ball knocked away, picked up by Pavitt. Now to Eason. Eason from 18 will not go. Bounces high, grabbed by Colin Kane. Here come the Panthers out of backcourt, leading it by 1 on their home floor. 3:45 to play in the half. At the left wing is Andrew Kane to Carlson, back to Kane again. Back to Carlson, top of the key. He forces a pass down to Colin Kane, turns around and misses from 18 feet away. Rebound grabbed down by Morris. This one comes off and it's going to be no good. Perry got that earlier rebound. A miss then by the Panthers. Here comes Lake Stevens. Bardou at the right wing. Back out between the circles they go to Josh Perry. Now down to Pavitt. Pavitt spins twice around. No travel call. And Colin Kane just stood there. Cleared out by Snohomish. Carlson out of backcourt. Dribbled it off his hand and out of bounds. Nice job defensively there by Josh Rasmussen of Lake Stevens.
Yeah, Carlson looked at the referee. I'm trying to figure out why he just dribbled it right out of bounds. Really good defensive pressure by Lake Stevens. What they are able to do is they have a big guy behind Kane, and then they're dropping the offside guard to front him, and that's why Snohomish is having a lot of trouble getting the ball inside. However, Snohomish is getting a lot of good looks and just not putting the ball in the basket.
Gus Baxter checks in for the Snohomish Panthers. And also sneaking in there was Justin Brown for the Lake Stevens Vikings on the floor now. Garrett Glick, top of the key. Right side it goes back out to Perry. Perry left-hand side. Here's a shot on the way by Pavitt. Shoots a 3, misses, no good. Rebound controlled by the Snohomish Panthers. Sjogren out of backcourt for the Panthers. Cross-court pass over to the right-hand side to Baxter. Hooks a pass down low. And they kick it right back out to Sjogren for a 3. It settles and goes. The 3 ball for Sjogren.
Sjogren is a really streaky shooter. Earlier in the year, he had 8 threes in a ball game for Snohomish, and he and Carlson are both capable of hitting that shot, and if they do, Lake Stevens is going to really have to come back out, and that'll free up Colin Kane underneath.
Down low, dribbling in, ball is going to be no good. Justin Brown put up a shot, missed it, cleared out by Snohomish. Panthers with it. Carlson, right down low it goes to Perry. Back out for a 3, that's going to be missed, no good by Gus Baxter. And we're going to have a foul called off the rebound as Baxter shot. The Panthers are not shy about casting it off from 3 range.
They aren't. That time they missed, but Zach Carlson picks up his 2nd personal foul. So
we're going into the bonus now, 7th team foul. And they're going to bring another Panther in. Cole Bride checks in, the 6'2 junior. Len Bone going with about a 12-man rotation here.
Yeah, well, he's getting frustrated with everybody pretty much, and, and so he's trying to find somebody to kind of calm things down.
Free throws here for Josh Perry. He stepped over the line before he went in,
which is lucky because Trey Pavitt stepped over the line early too
before he released it. The new rule this year is on release rather than after it hits the rim, but still you have to actually let the guy release it.
Yeah.
So here comes Snohomish, leading it by 4, inside 2 minutes to play in the half. Colin Kane gets fouled. Count the basket. And really, no fault of his own. No, it's not offensive. Connor Widman was there. He just kind of, Lake Stevens thought it was, Mark Hine thought it was offensive, but ask the dentist for Colin Kane because he's going to have to reset his dentures because he got hit in the head by Connor Widman.
That was a tremendous inlet pass by Gus Baxter. Gave him the ball in a perfect situation. Chance for three, and he gets it.
Widman picks up the foul, his first personal foul. Both teams in the bonus at 7. The free throw is good, and the lead is 7 for Snohomish, their biggest lead of the contest. Minute 45 to play in the first half. Lake Stevens with the basketball. Garrett Glick. Now to Brown. Brown on top again. It goes to Riley Krenz. Krenz leaves it for Brown. Dribble into the paint. Puts it up. High off the window and in for Justin Brown got the bucket and pulls again to within 5, the Lake Stevens Vikings.
At 5'10", he challenged Colin Kane, who's 11 inches taller, and put the ball in.
Little shuttle pass over to the right-hand side by Kane. Nicely done by Bride, but Bride can't make it stick, and it's going to be cleared out by Lake Stevens and a foul called on the outlet.
There's some banging going on the inside there.
So Cole Bride picks up the foul, his first personal foul, 8th team foul, and free throw here for Connor Widman, the 6'2 junior for the Lake Stevens Vikings. First one clanks off the front of the iron, and Baxter grabs the rebound for the Panthers. Comes across the timeline. Minute 11 to play in the first half. Bad pass picked off by Eason. Jacob Eason gets it and outlets it up the floor to Justin Brown. Again, 4 small guys and Eason out there now. And another foul on Snohomish. And I think Riley Krenz is going to go to the free throw line. They're going to call this one on Cole Bride. Picks up his second personal foul and the 9th team foul. And he will go to the bench. As the fouls are... Len Bone's up there just giving the calm down sign to everybody out there. But Lake Stevens has been unable to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're really struggling from the free throw line. They could be right in this thing had they been able to hit their free throws.
Here's Snohomish with the basketball. Shogun for 3. It's good. He gets hot from outside. It's a thing to watch. Jake Sjogren nails it, and it's 24-16. That's an 8-point lead, biggest lead of the game for the Snohomish Panthers. 35 seconds to play in the half. About a 10-second differential from the shot clock. Left-hand side it goes to Garrett Glick. Glick goes down low. Backing in is Connor Widman. Puts it up with a hook shot up and good.
Very nice with his left hand. He walled the defender off with his body, brought his left hand out with kind of a short hook shot, put the ball right in the hole.
Panthers probably will play for one shot with 13 seconds to go. Morris to Baxter, looking for Kane. Back out to Sjogren for 3. This one will go with 5 seconds to go. Kept alive by Lake Stevens. Looking at the clock, up the floor is Glick. Puts it up on the run, off the iron, no good. And we have reached halftime, Bill, a very entertaining half of basketball.
It was very, very entertaining. Maybe not a clinic as far as some shooting and some different things going, but both teams working really hard, and Snohomish goes into halftime with a 6-point lead at 24-18.
And we will come back and take a look at our halftime features from the Snohomish High School Gilbertson Sports and Fitness Center. Our score at the half, it's the Snohomish Panthers 24, the Lake Stevens Vikings 18. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball tonight on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Partnership with Snohomish, bring you an epic battle of bubble soccer tonight with SHS's finest, the Teachers. Coming to you in the blue bubbles with the team name of Big Ballers, we have Mr. Verhoeven, Mrs. Quando, Mr. Mr. Vaughn, and Mr. Johnson. And in the red corner, we have LOB, Legion of Bubbles. Mr. Avilia, Mr. Perry, Mr. Bulgari, and Mrs. File. Get in your bubbles! Let's give them a round of applause while they gear up, get ready to go.
Welcome back to Snohomish High School, the Gilbertson Sports and Fitness Center, Snohomish High School, where the teachers are out playing a game of bubble soccer, Bill. This just looks like a broken collarbone waiting to happen.
They haven't even started. This is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
They're wearing these huge, about 6-foot bubbles, and they're going to play soccer and just bonk into each other, and then you fall down and, yeah. And they're actually playing a game, too, bubble soccer. So this shot goes wide, but I don't think we're going to do it.
I don't think we need to do play-by-play of this.
No. Let's take a look at what would happen with 1 month to go if the playoffs started tonight. And the Wesco 4A again going into the district tournament. Top 2 teams get the first round bye, and the next 4 teams play off with each other for a chance to go into that next round, just like the NFL playoffs. Right now, if it started, Jackson, and to me, Bill, the surprising team, Kamiak. Kamiak's really come from nowhere, I think.
They've played very, very well at 4-1 in league, 8-3, and they've had some really nice wins.
And so they would be the number 1 and 2 spots, first round bye. That means it would be 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right now, Snohomish, Cascade, Mariner, and Monroe. So really, Bill, only 2 teams that are probably not going to make the postseason right now, but still a lot of basketball to play.
Yeah, Lake Stevens and Mount Vernon both have to mount some sort of a drive to Everett. They had some
the game tomorrow night here.
Even Larry Henry from the Herald could not get into the gym because it was full.
And they played 3 times that year because they also then played, remember we did the game at Marysville Pilchuck in the district tournament, and half the people watched it on the TV monitors outside because and Lake Stevens or Marysville Pilchuck has a huge gym.
Right, and there were fire marshals that were very unpopular that night.
Yeah, that's right. So we are at halftime here at Snohomish High School, 24-18, Snohomish leading Lake Stevens. We'll come back, take a look at the first half numbers right after this timeout.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
here at halftime. Of 20%, and have hit 4 of 7 free throws for Vikings. 8 of 28 from the field, 28%, just 1 of 8 from three-point range, and they've hit just 1 of 5 free throws. Scoring, Lake Stephen is led by the 5 points of Josh Perry, 4 points for Dante Lewis, 3 for Josh Rasmussen, and 2 points apiece for Justin Brown, Connor Widman, and Trey Pavitt. Jacob Eason was held scoreless in the first half. For Snohomish, they were led by the 11 points of Colin Kane. Jake Sjogren had 6. Jake Perry had 4. Zach Carlson with 3. Only 4 Snohomish Panthers getting in the scoring column in the first half. In the rebounding, Snohomish had 19 rebounds to 16 for Lake Stevens. Snohomish led by the 8 rebounds of Colin Kane. Lake Stevens had 7 rebounds from Trey Pavitt. 2 assists for Lake Stevens. Snohomish had 6 assists led by the 3 of Mitch Morris. 5 steals from Snohomish, 2 from Colin Kane. 7 steals for Lake Stevens led by the 2 apiece of Josh Rasmussen and Jacob Eason. Snohomish with 3 block shots, none for Lake Stevens. Tom?
Thank you very much. Today's game brought to you by Erickson Furniture for the best seats in the game, by Frontier Communications, and our turning point of the game and our play of the game brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza, Love at 425 degrees. And here we go. Second half gets underway. Snohomish Panthers on the alternating possession control it, and they have the lead 24-18. And Panther basketball moving to our left. Colin Kane, top of the key, dribbles through the paint and gets fouled on the way down there. And Jacob Eason just kind of stands there and looks at the official and says, yeah, I guess.
What else am I supposed to do? Yeah. Kane, in addition to his post game, and he hit a 3 earlier in this ball game. That time he got the ball at the free throw line, turned, and made a nice strong drive to the hoop to draw the foul.
And he's at the free throw line, and it's up and it's good. And the foul was on Jacob Eason, his second personal foul. First team foul of the second half. First free throw is good. The lead is 7. Panthers are led by as many as 8, and they do once again at 26-18.
Colin Kane leading things with 13 points and 8 rebounds so far.
We're 15 seconds into the second half. It's Lake Stevens basketball. Lake Stevens moving to our right in their purple uniforms trimmed in gold and white. It's Connor Bardew, top of the key. Bounce pass left side to Rasmussen. Rasmussen looks across key, goes over here to the near side, and the ball went out of bounds. It was last touch by Pavitt. Ball went out of bounds, so it will be Snohomish Panther. No, they say not touched by Pavitt. It'll be Lake Stevens basketball. They will inbound it. To the top of the key they go. Josh Rasmussen. Rasmussen back out to the top of the key again to Lewis. Lewis looks and shoots a 3. Misses it no good. He's been kind of quiet this evening. And the rebound, grabbing it down, is Colin Kane for Snohomish. Panthers with the basketball.
Kane approaching a double-double. One more rebound, and he'll have it.
Snohomish in their home white uniforms trimmed in red and black. Moving to our left, Kane, top of the key. Right side it goes to Mitch Morris. Morris looks cross court, dribbles to the baseline, closed off there, feeds it down to Andrew Kane, too hard off the window, no good. Pavitt grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt. Josh Rasmussen closed off at the defense, really set back for Snohomish very quickly, and no early offense there for Lake Stevens. Down low goes to Pavitt, backing in against Kane. Colin Kane behind. And right in front of him was Kobe McDaniel. They're going to call one of them for a foul. They kind of sandwiched him in there. And they're going to get Kobe McDaniel for the foul. He picks up his 3rd personal foul, first team foul. We're at 6:38 to play in the third quarter, and it's an 8-point lead for Snohomish and out of bounds for Lake Stevens. Vikings will throw it in. Finally they do to Jacob Eason. Eason now will swing it to Lewis, now to Pavitt. Pavitt loses the defender, knocked over the defender, or went down under his own power, but he pulls up and puts it in from about 4 feet away. It's a 6-point lead back for Snohomish.
Nice touch off the glass for the big guy.
Panthers, out between the circles is McDaniel. Cross court it goes. Morris back over to the left-hand side to Kane. Kane bounce pass down to his brother. Colin will go around the defender, goes around Eason and puts it up and in, and Eason just kind of shakes his head and says, well, what are you going to do? 8-point lead for Snohomish.
Or step around move. He kept his pivot foot solid and He's showing us a lot of different plays is Colin Kane tonight.
Lewis to Pavitt. Now to Bardew. Bardew looked twice at the three. It isn't going to take it. It's kind of a mismatch there as Colin Kane is guarding him. Now he steps out on Eason. He's closed off there into the bench area. 9 on the shot clock. Pavitt has it, backing in. Gets it off to Eason at 5 on the shot clock. Settles in, puts it in from 12 feet away.
Nice shot. Good movement of the ball for Lake Stevens to get the ball to Eason in a position where he had a nice shot.
Panthers by 6 on their home floor. 5:23 to go, third quarter. Morris, that was a dangerous pass, but Morris got it. Now to Kane, going in, laying up and good. That's Andrew Kane that lays it up and in, and it's back to an 8-point lead for the Panthers. Rasmussen dumps a pass down low to Pavitt. Hook shot no good. Colin Kane grabs his 10th rebound, and that gets him into the double-double. Bounce pass leading down to Morris, left-hand side. McDaniel, open three, good. Boy, you're wide open like that, Bill. You just can't do it. Mark Hine knows it, and he calls a timeout. 11 points is the lead for the Snohomish Panthers. 4:52 to play here in the third quarter, and we will come back live to Snohomish High School right after this timeout.
It's a great opportunity for the Shoreline Community College to get together with an organization in the city, show off what we can do with the classes that the Shoreline
Tomorrow night, the Glacier Beach Grizzlies, the Linwood Royals girls basketball. Mark Rock and Mike Buckles have called. And we're back with you next Thursday. So a week from Thursday, one game next week. 7:15 tip-off, the Marysville Pilchuck Tomahawks and the Stanwood Spartans up at Stanwood High School, our first venture up there this year. That should be a good ball game. And then 2 games the following week, the 27th and 28th. A boys game, Cascade at Monroe, which could be an important game too, looking for those playoff spots. And then Lake Stevens at Jackson girls game. That will feature the debut of Christy Kingma on a color, working with Mark Ockett that night. Lake Stevens at Jackson.
But you get me.
Yeah, you know, I negotiated hard to try to make the trade too, and we just couldn't make the. It's not like in the NBA; it was a 3-team swap. So here we go. Lake Stevens with the basketball, down by 11 points. Bardew, and nearly stolen by Morris. Now to Lewis, 12 on the shot clock. Lewis has it. That's Rasmussen with it. 9 on the shot clock. Dribble drive along the left-hand side, going in, lay it up and good. Lake Stevens likes to use a lot of the shot clock. Problem is they're down big.
Well, they pulled within 9. Snohomish with a 9-4 run to start this quarter, but Lake Stevens answered on that play, getting the lay-in on the nice inside pass.
And speaking of a nice inside pass, it goes Andrew Kane to Colin Kane for the bucket, 35-24. Answering with a 3, but it's a miss. Short, no good by Bardew. Kept alive by Snohomish. Panthers out of backcourt. Colby McDaniel will bring it up. Across the timeline, he comes to the top of the key. Now switches hands, goes to Kane. That's Colin Kane now in the corner. Jake Perry misses, no good. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Lake Stevens. It'll be Snohomish Panther basketball in their front court. With 3:44 to play here in the third quarter. Josh Perry checks in for Lake Stevens. Connor Bardew goes to the bench. Inbounds now. Andrew Kane. McDaniel out between the circles. To Andrew Kane, look at his brother, couldn't find him. It goes over to McDaniel again. Now to Morris, back to McDaniel as they work the perimeter here. Kane looking down low again. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Long cross-court pass to McDaniel. Now to Perry, saved from going out of bounds, and goes into Andrew Kane. Dribbles through the paint and loses the handle on the basketball. Here's a turnover by Snohomish. Grabbed by Lake Stevens. Up the floor, right side, Josh Perry. Perry gets it, goes in, puts it up off balance, no good. Partially blocked there, and Colin Kane grabs the rebound out of backcourt. Here comes Mitch Morris. He's got somebody behind him that may pick his pocket. They won't do it. He goes to the rack, gets fouled on the way down there, and he will have 2 coming up at the free throw line.
Good penetration on the inside against, and you know, Miller is really kind of an unsung hero in there. Mitch Morris, because he He doesn't fill up the scoreboard a lot.
Mitch Miller's different.
Mitch Miller. That's right.
Kids, ask your great-grandpa.
Yeah, sing along with Mitch. Okay, gotcha. Let's try again. Mitch Morris, but he's got 4 assists and a steal, so he's really the one player for Snohomish who has consistently been able to move the ball and set up his teammates with nice shots.
First free throw is going to be no good by Mitch Miller.
Okay, I know. Mitch Miller was actually before my time, which shows you how old that was. Kind of Pat Castro's time.
First free throw is no good for Morris. Second one on the way, and it rattles out as well, won't go. We see former Snohomish coach Jim Adams over in the corner watching this, taking in this ball game, making his way down through the fog from the Lakewood area. Here's a foul. Carlson went high in the air. Pavitt did a nice job, got it down low, and then just waited for the defender to go by, and he kind of clipped him as he went by, and Pavitt will be at the free throw line for Lake Stevens. Carlson picks up the foul. That's his 3rd personal foul, the 2nd team foul.
Yeah, that's a real skill, to be able to make the fake, get a guy up in the air, and then just move your body into a position where the guy can't help but come down on you, and you'll always draw a foul that way.
Pavitt has a strange release. He goes up for the release on the free throw and then hesitates, and then it's kind of spring-loaded. So the next one is no good. Doesn't work this time. 10-point lead for Snohomish. Panther with the basketball. That's Colin Kane down low, and he gets fouled on the way up, and he will get a couple of free throws coming up here. Josh Rasmussen of Lake Stevens with the foul. The 6'1 senior's first personal foul, 3rd team foul.
Rasmussen just trying to help out the big guys underneath and trying to double team because Colin Kane has really been effective offensively here in the 3rd quarter.
The lead is 10 points for Snohomish. Make it 11 with the first free throw good by Colin Kane. Kane, who averages 19.4 points per ball game during the regular season. He's got 18 tonight. Could get just about to his season average. He does with the next free throw up, and it is good. Leading scorer in the Western Conference, right at the number right now. 2:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. Here's a 3 on the way, no good by Lewis. He missed it, and the rebound's going to be grabbed by Cole Bride for the Panthers. Now to Morris. Morris out of backcourt. Almost lost the handle. Timeout called by Snohomish. We'll take a break with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter here at Snohomish High School. The lead is 12 for the Panthers, 37-25. Snohomish County Western Conference basketball tonight on STSPN.com and right here on Fox Sports 1380.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Lake Stevens Vikings Friday will play at Monroe, and then they start the second half of the year, second half of the regular season at Cascade next Tuesday night. The Snohomish Panthers, actually the Snohomish is at Monroe on Friday night. Here's a 3 on the way, no good by Sjogren for the Snohomish Panthers and controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt, Garrett Glick to the top of the key, now to Dante Lewis, reverse lane, looked nice, didn't go. Battle for the rebound, surrounded by white shirts, grabbed by Colin Kane. Zach Carlson out of backcourt. Dribbles through traffic, and they'll head back out and set up the offense, which is a 3 ball that goes, but they're going to call an offensive foul away from the basketball.
Colin Kane did kind of a moving screen, and they caught him for it before the shot went up.
So Kane picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul, 3rd team foul. Wasted a 3 there by Zach Carlson. The lead is 12 for Snohomish at 37-25. Up fake was Josh Perry, didn't take it. Bounce pass, it goes down to Pavitt. He loses the defender and lays it up and in. Went right around Mitch Morris and put it up and in. Makes it a 10-point lead with a minute and a half to play in the 3rd. Carlson out of backcourt to Morris. Morris, a little fake, and then he goes through, dribble, drive in. Foul's going to be called. got fouled on the way down there. They're going to say not on the way up for the shot. No, they are going to say on the way up for the shot. Morris will go to the free throw line.
He offered on 2 free throws a little bit earlier. We'll see if he can put 1 or 2 of these down.
Perry picks up the foul. Josh Perry for Lake Stevens. First free throw is good. For Perry, that's his second personal foul, 4th team foul. And Josh Rasmussen goes to the bench for Lake Stevens. Garrett Glick out there along with Justin Brown for the Vikings. Dante Lewis, as the next free throw is going to be no good. 11. Dante Lewis, who's the leading scorer for Lake Stevens at 13.3 points per ball game, has been quiet tonight. The dribble drive in, going hard to the floor was Justin Brown, partially blocked there. It's going to be grabbed by Snohomish. Carlson looked at the 3 ball, didn't take it on the early offense. Goes instead down low to Kobe McDaniel. He missed the lay-in, no good. Rebound controlled by Lake Stevens. Vikings come up the floor to Perry. Looking down low, Perry gets it back. It goes around the defender, goes into the paint, puts it up high off the glass. Actually never touched the glass. And then grabbing the rebound was Kobe McDaniel. The foul is going to be called. I think Josh Perry got a little frustrated, went in for that kind of reverse lay-in, and they just went right straight up and right straight down, didn't touch anything.
They did. They're having all sorts of trouble getting a decent shot out there. Now Pavitt will go out. Easton has had a decent look, and Pavitt's had a couple of decent looks here in the second half, but their guards have not been able to shake open to get a good shot.
Josh Perry picks up the foul, his 3rd personal foul, 5th team foul, 33 seconds to play in the half, about a 4-second differential on the shot clock, game clock. That's Carlson, steal. Lewis has it. Dante Lewis goes in, laying good. Steal and a bucket for Dante Lewis of Lake Stevens. Down to 18 seconds to go. The lead is 9 points. Still anybody's ball game. Carlson has it. Goes over to the left-hand wing. Now dribbles along the baseline. Ball knocked away from him. He got busted one of the chops and grabbed by Lake Stevens. Down to 5, down to 4. Right side Brown. In the corner Lewis. 3. Good! Well, that's the way to end the third quarter. So what was a lead of 12 is now a lead of 6. So they cut it in half here in about the last 15 seconds. We head to the 4th and final quarter at Snohomish High School tonight with our score: the Snohomish Panthers 38, the Lake Stevens Vikings 32. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Kusler still anybody's ball game here at Snohomish tonight.
What a great run by Lake Stevens to end that quarter, as Snohomish had gotten up by 12. Looked like they were going to be pretty comfortable coming in. Snohomish put Colin Kane on the bench for the last minute and 17 seconds of the third quarter to give him a little bit of rest, and Lake Stevens answered that by 6 quick points to pull within 6 at 38-32.
And here we go, Lake Stevens basketball to start the 4th quarter. 6-point lead for Snohomish. On the inbounds, and here's a steal. It's Kobe McDaniel knocks it away, and it's grabbed by the Panthers. So on the turnover, right back over to Carlson. He stops at 2 on the way, no good. Goes hard to the ground, no call. Rebound grabbed down by Eason. Outlet pass up the floor. Lewis has it at the left wing. Boy, he looked at the 3, didn't take it. Touches 2 hands, and it goes now to Eason again. Kind of an off-balance pass, trying to save it going out of bounds, but it's grabbed there by Lake Stevens. Vikings still with it. Bardu with the back to the basket. Cross court, it goes to Carlson. He plays for Snohomish. Panthers out of back court. Carlson, little stutter step move, spins away from the defender, lays it up and in, and it's back to an 8-point lead for the Panthers at 40-32. 45 seconds into the 4th quarter. Lewis tries to answer with a 3, it won't go. High in the air, grabbing the rebound is Cole Bride. Here come the Panthers out of back court. Carlson with it. Left-hand side to Sjogren. Stopped at the baseline, puts it up, no good. Foul called.
third quarter stats, Snohomish shot 4 of 8 from the field, 50%, 1 of 3 from three-point range, but hit 5 of 8 free throws. Lake Stevens shooting better as well, 6 of 13 from the field, 46%, 1 of 4 from 3, and they missed their only free throw attempt of the third quarter.
Garrett Glick picks up the foul, his first personal foul, 6th team foul. And Jake Sjogren at the free throw line. So the big guys come back in. Mitch Morris is back in, along with Jake Perry at 6'4", Colin Kane at 6'9", to go the final 7 minutes of this ball game. Sjogren's next free throw is good. The lead is 10, 42-32. Vikings in their purple uniforms moving to our right. Bring it up out of backcourt, down by 10. That's Justin Brown. Now to Garrett Glick, back to Dante Lewis. Lewis out between the circles, looking down low. And they do get it down low. It goes to Eason. Eason bounced pass way down low to Brown, lost the handle on it. Ball went out of bounds. The officials are looking at each other, and then they decide heads or tails, and it came up tails. If you're a Lake Stevens Vikings fan, it's going to be Snohomish basketball.
Lake Stevens now full court man-to-man pressure, down by 10.
Kobe McDaniel will break the pressure and get into front court. Out between the circles, spins once, spins another halftime, and the ball knocked away by Lewis. Morris chasing it down, now chasing it along the baseline. There is Justin Brown. Gets it to Lewis for the layup and good. A turnover by Snohomish, points off the turnovers for Lake Stevens, and it's 42-34. 8-point lead for the Panthers on their home floor.
Dante Lewis has come a little bit of alive here in the second half, scoring-wise.
Pull-up jumper by Morris from 12, no good. Battle for the rebound. Who's got it? It's going to be knocked away by 2 or 3 players. Finally grabbed by Kobe McDaniel. Sjogren, open 3, good. Jake Sjogren puts it up and puts it in for the Snohomish Panthers. Timeout called by Snohomish. We take a break with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the game. 45-34, Panthers by 11. We'll be back with more live from Snohomish High School right after this timeout.
Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive.
Exactly. Lake Stevens made that run of 6 to end the third quarter to pull within 6, and then Snohomish a quick run of 5 to go back up by 11. And Snohomish having Jake Sjogren in there, that hit his third 3-pointer of the ball game, and it really stretches the court and allows Colin Kane more room on the inside. And Kane with 19 points and 13 rebounds so far in the ball game. We still have almost 6 minutes left in the game, but we'll see if Lake Stevens has another run in them. Dante Lewis doing a nice job here in the second half with 7 of his 11 points.
And it looked like we have blood on the shirt of Colin Kane. They were looking at it, and so they're going to send the training staff down. Yeah, there is blood down on the lower part of his uniform, so they will send him off, and they will wait for a replacement to come out there. That's not good news if you're a Panther fan.
Yeah, they're going to go just tape him up real quickly and bring him back out, or if, I don't know if they have to change uniforms and something when they get blood on there.
Could be. So he has left the room, and so he's out into the locker room area. So here we go. Lake Stevens see if they can take advantage here, and they won't because it's going to be a turnover and just an interception there by Jake Perry, and Eason is picked, and it's going to be grabbed by Snohomish. Panthers with it. Moving to our left. That's Mitch Morris out between the circles. Dribble drive along the right-hand side. Kobe McDaniel lost the defender. Lewis goes down. Back into the building is Willis Reed, and the ball comes up off the back of the iron, no good. Missed by Snohomish and grabbed by the Vikings. Not quite, but that's. And Colin Kane's going to go in with a different uniform. Though he can, that's his brother's number. You can't use the same uniform. So
what they'll do is they'll tape up one of those numbers,
yeah,
and then bring him back in.
Inbound, or on the inside they go. Jacob Eason will put it up and in and pulls Lake Stevens to within 9 at the 5-minute mark to play. 45 36. And a timeout tried to be called by Snohomish, but instead it's going to be a steal here. Laying out's going to be no good by Justin Brown. Putback is up and good by Josh Perry. And we've got a player down here in front of the Snohomish bench, Kobe McDaniel.
He dove for the ball and hit his head on the floor.
So he's laying down in front of the bench area right in front of us. Colin Kane went off the floor. We were watching that happen, and then they taped up the number. So he's going to come back with the number 4 tape job. And he will come back in after getting blood on his shirt. And now the trainer who was off doing the tape job on the number has to go now attend to Kobe McDaniel, who's getting up and kind of shaking the cobwebs out. And he went down and bonked his head on the floor. So Zach Carlson will check back in. Snohomish tonight only now getting all of their players back in healthy, as Zach Carlson didn't play the last 5 games by the Snohomish Panthers. Jake Sjogren missed the first 6 games of the year.
And having them both in the lineup has been very helpful, although Zach Carlson has looked a little bit rusty tonight. Sjogren has popped in with 11 points.
So free throw here, first one good by Josh Perry. That will be all he will get. The foul had been called on Jake Perry, his 2nd personal foul, and the 6th team foul.
So Josh Perry, the basket counted. He got the free throw for the 3-point play, and again within 6. A nice run by Lake Stevens.
Yeah, it was 12-point lead. Now here is Kane going in. Colin Kane missed it, but he'll go to the free throw line, went down low. Yeah, it was a 12-point lead just a few moments ago, and then 6 straight for Lake Stevens makes it a 45-39 ball game.
And Colin Kane is 8 for 9 from the free throw line, so he's really helped himself from the line.
We're at 4:33 to play in the 4th quarter. Colin Kane at the stripe, free throw good. And he will get another. Trey Pavitt picked up the foul, his 2nd personal foul, and the 7th team foul. So Snohomish in the bonus rest of the way. They still have 2 fouls to give before Lake Stevens gets into the bonus. Next free throw is good. The lead is 8 points for the Panthers, 47-39. Lake Stevens basketball. Pavitt back to the basket at the foul line. Hands it off to Lewis. Lewis, couple of dribbles, puts up a 3 and nails the 3 ball for Dante Lewis of the Lake Stevens Vikings. 47-42. That's a 3. Boy, that 3 ball just changes things, doesn't it? It's a 5-point lead. Dribbling in, Carlson puts it up high off the window and fouled on the way down.
Looks like they might call it before the shot, however. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. But you're right, Lewis, there was some confusion on the defensive end for Snohomish when Lewis came down. Carlson thought someone's going to switch. No one did, and he hit the 3 ball.
Free throw good for Zach Carlson, and he will get another. The foul had been called on Josh Rasmussen, his 2nd personal foul, and the 8th team foul. Again, 4 team fouls for Snohomish. Next free throw by Carlson, missed, no good. Easton grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Vikings out of backcourt, Rasmussen with it. Between the legs dribble as he stops at the top of the key. Dribbles back between the circles, now to the right side. Colin Kane says, give me the basketball, that's mine. And they're going to call a foul here, as trying to grab it back was Josh Rasmussen. And Rasmussen, his 3rd personal foul, he had his pocket picked and then tried to pick it back, and it didn't happen. And so he is going to be guilty party there. 3rd personal foul, 9th team foul. Free throw here for Colin Kane. Next one will put Snohomish into the double bonus the rest of the way. The lead is only 6 points. But Lake Stevens hasn't been. They had a 2-point lead back in the 2nd quarter, and that has been it. First free throw good. The lead is 7.
22 points for Kane. He's only missed 1 free throw on the night.
Next one by Kane. Thought you were going to jinx him, and you didn't. 23 points in the game.
He's been money from the line. Wow.
8-point lead for Snohomish. 3:49 to play in the game. Josh Rasmussen, left wing. Goes around a screen set by Pavitt. Gives it off to Lewis. Lewis backs away from trouble. Now he loses the defender, puts up a 2 ball from 16. It's going to be no good. Mitch Morris grabs the rebound for the Panthers. Sjogren at the right wing. Long cross-court pass near side to Carlson. And just a no-look pass, beautifully done. still in the air, found Colin Kane with the bucket and makes it a 10-point lead again at 52-42, 3:15 to play. And a foul called. As Josh Rasmussen, who really has been rattling around tonight, he's really been a burst of energy here for the Lake Stevens Vikings. This foul is going to be called on Zach Carlson, his 4th personal foul, 5th team foul, and he will stay out there. And on the inbounds it goes. Josh Perry with it. Pull-up jumper from 16, goes 17 feet. And Eason almost with a tap back, but Sjogren grabs the rebound. Here come the Panthers. We're coming up on 3 minutes to play in the basketball game and a 10-point lead for Snohomish on their home floor. Left wing, Jake Perry. Perry down low to Sjogren. He goes down and is clutching his knee, he went down, and he is in pain and is just getting up and trying to limp now. He's wearing a brace anyway. As he gets up, he says, yeah, I'm okay. Well, I don't think you are okay. If you go down in a heap, they're going to say, yeah, he's okay. I guess it's not football. You don't have to go off the floor if they stop the clock. So it'll be Snohomish basketball. Sjogren has it. And so maybe he is okay. Changing direction, just proving that he can actually dribble with his knee. I thought it buckled. Cross court, it goes over to Kane. We're at 2:35 to play in the game, and the lead is 8 points at 52-44. Looking for Colin Kane. Scramble for it now on the floor, and a timeout called as he was surrounded by purple shirts, and he very alertly called timeout.
Very smart play. As the ball was on the ground, he was on the ground, grabbed it right before they tied him up for the jump ball. He called time.
2:26 to play in the game. We'll be right back live from Snohomish on Fox Sports 1380.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't.
2 minutes and 26 seconds to play in the regulation time, and it's an 8-point lead for Snohomish. They've led by as many as 12, Bill, but they haven't been able to run and hide away from Lake Stevens. They're staying right in it.
Lake Stevens has really hung around. They were up by 12, then the lead went down to 6, then they were up by 11, then the lead went down to 5. Now it's back up to 8.
52-34, 14 seconds on the shot clock now as Snohomish called that timeout. Colin Kane flat on his back, surrounded by purple shirts, said, I'm in trouble here. Let's call a timeout. And Lake Stevens has 3 timeouts left. Snohomish has 2 timeouts remaining. Inbounds here at the baseline. Carlson, Sjogren, 3, good. Just like you drew it up, Bill.
Wow, Sjogren has been money now with 14 points off the bench.
55-44, the 11-point lead. Dribble drive to the baseline, going in. Reverse lane is going to be no good by Josh Perry. And grabbed down by Carlson for Snohomish. Coming up on his Rasmussen. Goes with him stride for stride. Goes left-hand side to Sjogren again. He dribbles out to the top of the key. Morris has it out between the circles.
Now it's time to run a little bit of clock for Snohomish if they can.
Inside 2 minutes to play in the game. Morris has it. Lost the defender. Gets it off to Sjogren. Count the basket. And they're going to say count the basket and then a foul away from the basketball. Josh Perry was standing over here. He's standing over here by the bench. They're going to count the basket. Technical foul on Perry. Oh, okay. All right. I think he got maybe mouthy there. And Mark Hine is up, and he's going to say, what did he do? He came up and said this word, that word, and this word. Well, I just wonder if it was, I don't know. We won't speculate. But free throw here for Colin Kane. I guess we can speculate all we want to. We don't know. Josh Perry picks up his 4th personal foul on the technical. First free throw is good by Colin Kane. We're at 1:51 to play in the basketball game. The lead is now, biggest lead of the game, 14 points for Snohomish. With the next free throw here by Colin Kane, that's 15 points.
He is 14 for 15 from the free throw line.
And I think, have we called in all the districts and are going to call him our player of the game?
I think there's absolutely no doubt. Sjogren had a nice game coming off the bench, but Colin Kane.
Here's the dribble drive. Carlson lay-in is up and good, and it's going to be a much closer ball game than the final score is going to indicate. It's 17 points right now at 61-44, but Lake Stevens gave him a tussle tonight. That's Eason. Now left-hand side to Rasmussen. Now to Lewis, out between the circles. Lost a handle on it momentarily. Justin Brown to Eason again. Down low to Brown. Dribbles, tries to reverse lay-in high in the air. Didn't hit anything. And the rebound's going to be controlled by Snohomish. Panthers out of backcourt with 1:15 to play. And looks like Lake Stevens is going to drop to 1-11 on the year. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Lake Stevens. Rasmussen.
Yeah, the late fouls have really hurt him. Snohomish has been hitting free throws and just pulling away, and there's really nothing Lake Stevens could do after pulling to within 5 not too long ago. Snohomish on a big run here to balloon that lead up to 17 points.
And our turning point play of the game is as well as Colin Kane, just the fact of hitting all those free throws. Kids, you got to hit your free throws. Here's a bad pass controlled by Lake Stevens. Coming up on a minute to play. Left-hand side going in, laying good. Riley Krenz gets the lay-in for Lake inside a minute to play. 61-46, 15-point lead for Snohomish. Sjogren to Carlson. Now to Colin Kane again. Morris, Carlson, 18 on the shot clock. They can use the clock. Lake Stevens hasn't committed a foul yet, nearly a turnover there. But Perry has it now to Kane, and he gets fouled. Here's a little hint. Don't foul Colin Kane. He's the wrong one.
Well, you should be coaching.
Even some things that I know. And what is Colin Kane is money at the free throw line. And we will talk with him on our post-game show here on Fox Sports 1380. Our Skagit Bank player of the game. Free throw. Good. He'll get another. 62-46 is our score at the moment with 33 seconds to play in the game. Next one is good. 63-46. Here's Lake now. Rasmussen. In the corner goes to Krenz. Krenz goes in, laying up, swirls out, no good. Battle for the rebound, won by Eason. His putback's going to be no good. Rebound controlled by Snohomish. Down to 15 seconds to go to Morris. Morris says, nope, I'm not going in for the lay-in. We're just going to pass it around. But Lake Stevens says, okay, then we'll take it. That's going to be Eason. But he throws it right into the hands of Jake Perry on the turnover. Now to Sjogren, and they'll just dribble it out. And this ball game will draw to a close. And the Snohomish Panthers will notch a 63-46 win over the Lake Stevens Vikings. And so for the Panthers, they go to 4-2 in league play, 6-6 overall. Lake Stevens drops to 0-6 in league play, 1-11 overall. We'll talk with our player of the game, Colin Kane, when we come back. Again, the final score from Snohomish. The Snohomish Panthers 63, the Lake Stevens Vikings 46. You're watching tonight on STSPN.com, and we're live right here on Fox Sports 1380. Thank you. NBA 3 ball. He just absolutely drains that one.